meat and curry, I'm your man. Cause how we all lose it is a mystery. It's like the changing of our wardrobes from a dire history. But it's the one making us not stop. 50 kilograms is all we've got to drop. La 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 la, la 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 la.
Mike, hello.
What's up, gang?
How we doing?
I'm doing well. Just got back from a nice walk. And, it's nice. It's not too hot yet here. Got a couple more months of the nice weather. So I'm excited.
So 85, 90?
68.
Oh,
Oh, that's a beautiful day. Yeah, that's
It's
nice.
warm. Yeah, coats off, gilets on.
There you go.
Yeah.
The whole pubs, everybody out on the streets again deal.
Everyone.
Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah, everyone. The urge to drink hasn't come back for me. It's more like we said last week, it's not drinking isn't in my wheelhouse at the moment.
Good.
I've gone crazy on exercise. I did a 5K on a cross trainer.
Wow.
Last Thursday. I then did 90 minutes of football, and I think I'm officially retired from football, which is soccer to you US listeners. Every part of my body aches after soccer. Football. It's football. I can't say soccer. It's against my brain.
Yeah, it's okay.
And yeah, I was just useless. Like, just wasn't right. It's all to do with the sciatica. Just doesn't work with that. Then I woke up, did a boxing session, which was pretty high intensity. And then Sunday, I was sitting in bed. I woke up about 6 o'clock. The sun was coming through the window. And I thought, let's use that yoga membership that I haven't used. And I went and did a hot flow yoga.
Wow.
And I nearly died. My heart attack was my heart was 177 beats per minute.
Okay.
For the whole hour. This towel that was on the mat beneath me was sodden. It was so wet.
Okay.
The t-shirt was completely wet through. My pants were wet, and everyone else looked absolutely normal. I've never felt more that at the end, right? They did this like prayer sign, and they said, hold your prayer to your mouth, to your nose, to your head. Say thank you for the session. Thank you for your body to be able to do this. And well done for Ian for staying in the room for the whole hour.
Right.
Can't balance. I can't do anything. But I'm going to go back because that is hands down the hardest workout I've done probably ever.
Good. Yeah. I used it when I first started yoga. It was hot yoga, and it was so funny because mostly women, still is largely. I'm sure you recognize that. I don't know if you,
Yeah.
So anyway, they would have their boyfriends come on a Saturday or Sunday, right? Now we're talking muscly kind of like bros, and they're like joking, and this is yoga, blah blah blah. No exaggeration. Almost every time, the boyfriend's walking out 20 minutes after the thing starts. They just cannot do it anymore. Like they're just, like you said, they're totally covered in sweat and they can't do it anymore. So it's a real workout, and it's, I like the hot stuff, and it's good. I think where you guys are, I think it'd be a wonderful exercise, and eventually you won't sweat as much, but that'll take some time,
I've done normal yoga, Bikram yoga, where they like hold the stretches.
Yeah.
But where this was flow, you were never stationary.
Yeah.
You were like constantly moving. So it was like a HIIT workout.
Yep.
And there was a moment where I stood up and I went a bit dizzy, and I was like, this is the worst thing I've ever done. I've done it before and it wasn't that bad, but yeah, it took me hours to recover. I had to sleep during the day because I was just so gone, like completely gone.
Did you weigh yourself before and after? You might have lost a few.
I noticed something creep into my diet, which I wasn't thinking was a problem, but it was a problem. I was buying these 100% meat sausages, right?
Yeah.
But sausages have got a load of carbs in them. And the butcher was telling me they didn't have carbs in them, but I'm not sure they did. So I've taken them out of the diet. I've been eating just meats, and then I dropped and more fish. Fish seems to make me drop a bit quicker. So I'm into the 130s for the first time in 6 years, probably 5 years.
Good.
139 this morning I was. But Big Tay is cooking.
Cool. Before you say anything, Dale, I was gonna say something when you told me about the sweating and the yoga, that you should not sweat that much if you are not using any carbohydrates or sugar. So there's no way, unless you make the sausage yourself, there's no way you can eat sausage. There's just always sugar or carbohydrates in it. So I would stay away from that stuff. And what you're sweating, when you sweat that way that you're describing, it's usually carbohydrates of some sort. Because when you're not using those products, you will not sweat that badly, even that after that kind of workout. So
Even at this weight though. You must
well, I
be
mean, you
crazy.
may be pushing toxins, and you may be in a toxin push, but if you go 2 or 3 times, and continues, you need to do another audit of the diet,
Isn't sweating just regulating body temperature though? Like, surely if you're in a sauna, you sweat.
Yeah, in a sauna you'll sweat, but I mean, even in a sauna, your sweat is predictable. You know what I mean? The sauna, it's like the first few minutes are sticky, you can feel it, and then it goes down, and after 30 minutes, there's no more sweat. You're done. And so, I mean, you're hot and you do sweat a little, but you're not like dripping like you're describing. But anyway,
No,
check
yeah.
it out. Just pay attention the next few times you go.
Yeah, see, I don't get the sweat. If anything, I'm the least sweaty I've ever been in my life right now. Yeah, that's what. But
Boxing,
I
I'm not sweating as much as I used to. I get that, but hot yoga was.
in my head, I'd be absolutely dripping in hot yoga. But
Also, the first time, like you're talking about, you could be pushing toxins ready to come. So that's another part of it. But overall, as you get used to it, even at heavier weights, it's not going to be as bad. So.
I think it's because I was also like, that's the first time I used my upper body for a while because my shoulder. I don't stand on my head very often.
Dog's enough, right?
Down my dog was just brutal, and then the warrior pose was bad enough.
well, how's that one go? Can you show us on camera?
Were your legs shaking?
Yeah, big time. I had to do this on my right foot. I had to hold my weight and bend down and put the back leg up,
Yeah.
and my leg was just like shaking like that.
Yeah.
I think I'd be great at yoga. I'm really flexible.
Come,
I'm the most.
Do it, man. Do it.
Yeah.
I can't recommend yoga enough. It's just, I think it's so wonderful.
Just think I'd get bored.
No
I'm
way,
quite
mate.
fast paced. I like things moving quick.
It's all fast
Nah,
paced.
not in flow. Not in flow.
Flow is
Even
the most savage thing I've ever seen. It's
one of the things too about yoga, and this is life and weight loss and career, is that you can see the incremental changes in your abilities from literally from class to class. Like you'll realize you can go a little deeper, 2, 3 sessions in, the leg stops shaking, whatever. There's just so many, you can see them very clearly. It's like you can see the progress very clearly, which is rare in life. You don't often, sometimes you don't know how much you're growing, but you can see it in yoga, and it's good.
you got to come,
Yeah, I'm in for it.
and we've got to try and film it somehow because that is.
That would be the steamiest, sweatiest camera you've ever seen in your life.
Do it, man. I'd love to see that. That's a great idea for content.
Yeah.
Okay.
It
We'll
doesn't look like the type
Big,
of place that.
big guys doing yoga, like it could be starting a thing there. No, really.
Yoga, fat yoga.
Fat yoga, yoga.
I actually think they have that fat yoga, or they have yoga for weight loss. They got a lot of different things, but I don't know that they got the guy thing. We have to check it out.
Niche market. Let's get involved.
Yeah.
Could be it, couldn't it?
Yeah, we both wear little GoPros on our heads, and we do it while looking at each other and things like that.
I can't. The problem is that the rest of them are just like there's not an ounce of fat in there,
Sexy beings.
and they're all just making it look so easy.
You did go to an advanced session though. With all
It was like, yeah, flow is really hard. I've never done flow.
That's not advanced, but it is different than regular yoga in a lot of ways, because it's more exercise, or like you say, a hit routine. So
Yeah. I'm going back though. I'm definitely
What's going on, man?
Was battling for my life last week, and then got through it. I was so ill on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Got tonsillitis, which, yeah, I mean, I used to get it when I was younger. I had it like 7 times in 1 year once. I used to get like proper bouts of tonsillitis all the time, but haven't had it for a good like 2, 3 years, maybe 4 years even. And it was really weird. It happened again. So like the 2 times I've been ill throughout this 3 month period from January to now, it's both been 4 days after my sauna and plunge sessions. I don't know if there is a correlation. It's just so weird that this Russian banya that we've been to, the 2 times I've been there, both times I've been there, I've been ill. Like if we go on the Friday, I've been ill on the Wednesday, Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah, but I had tonsillitis, been on some antibiotics, felt bright as rain Tuesday this week, been paddled twice this week, got down to 137 kg, so
Mhm.
23 kg down since January. Diet wise, still been plodding along, yeah, no real changes. I would say pretty content at the moment, to be fair, back in a pink cloud. The illness, obviously, I weren't feeling great, but I didn't crave food. It's tonsillitis, you can't really swallow, so food weren't really an option for me. Usually, that was the one sort of craving that I had. Usually on tonsillitis, I eat a lot of ice cream, like in my previous bouts, or like some sort of milkshakes to soothe the throat. Just
Yeah.
going straight water was pretty hard. So I was like dying for like a milkshake or some sort of like ice cream or something to soothe it. But I don't think that was from a wanting sugar perspective. I think that was just, well, maybe it was. Maybe it's linked to making me feel better. So the sugar, but yeah, I was like needing something to help soothe it. But yeah, feel good. A lot quicker at sport. I'm feeling a lot more sort of dialed in at sport. ADHD's way up in like the roof, the highest it's ever been. I can't stop moving. I'm like I can't. I'm either picking my fingers, jolting my legs, looking around the room, darting like alert as anything. Like it's that's been skyrocketing. But yeah, that's probably my overview from the last 2 weeks. To be honest with you.
Oh, yeah, no, I think it was these are just plateaus, and the plunge and stuff could be kicking the toxins in. It's positive, you know what I mean?
Mm.
Kicking them out. And so I think it's positive. I think you should keep losing now, or you'll lose more. And so yeah, I mean it's all positive, I think. Don't even worry about it. It's like, it's almost like it's a forced fasting. It's like it closes your throat down, and it's like, okay, I need water only, and I need to clear some more toxins that we've uncovered because we're losing weight and the fat is being burned off and there's toxins in the fat, and it's now it needs to come out.
Mm.
So um
Oh, I've noticed something recently, physically. I'm bloody freezing all the time, Mike. Like at
hand.
home. No, everything. I'm so cold all the
Yeah.
time. I've gone. It might be a bit of a head loss here, but I've gone online and I've bought a fluffy teddy bear baby grow, which I've been wearing at home for the last 2 weeks. It's it's a head to toe grey fluffy teddy bear material baby grow. And it's my routine now. As soon as I get in from work, straight out of my clothes and I slip into my baby grow. I started sleeping in my baby grow. It's become a second skin at home. Not that I'd want anyone to actually see me in it. It's not the most appealing or attractive thing that I've ever put on. But it's just where I'm cold constantly. I'm sitting there freezing all the time, and it's like it's nice to put something so warm on.
I get that though. At the moment, I'm cold.
So
yeah,
cold.
no, there's a reason for that. The reason is and actually I took this from a vegetarian, but it makes perfect sense here, is that because you are healing your gut, because you're healing your visceral fat, because you are healing your basic internal organs and your brain, the body is pulling energy and blood from your extremities, and that's why you're cold. And it does go away, because I've heard this a lot, actually.
Mm.
And so you're healing up the, the gut. Let's just leave it at the gut, but there's more. But fructose in general loosens up the tight junctions in your intestines, so it leaks into your body. It's got to be taken care of in the liver. The liver is detoxing from the fat, the fatty liver, that kind of stuff. And so there's a lot of blood concentration healing in your core, and the extremities are going to be cold for a little bit. You know what I mean? And this vegetarian guy, who I respect a lot, actually, it's a long story, but he's actually a keto vegetarian. He only eats fats and greens, avocados, olives, and greens. The guy's 80 years old and can do 1,500 push-ups in a row. One of the anomalies, I think, in the diet stuff that I'm moving towards, but I do respect the guy. And it's really like, it's just that core healing. When he went raw food from a regular vegetarian vegan to a raw food vegan, this is what happened. And I've heard it a couple of times in the carnivore community too, and I've definitely heard it a bunch of times in my own community. So I really wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah, it's just
Just
something
keep the second skin on, and you'll be okay.
Oh, the baby grow is amazing. I think I'd vouch for everyone to get one, to be honest.
What is it, like a zip-in suit or something?
So yeah, so it's full bodied, so it
Yeah.
goes with a big hood, big fluffy hood. It's got a zip that goes down from your crutch all the way up to your neck. Like
Okay.
the arms have got like an elasticated thing on your wrist, and your feet have got elasticated things on your feet.
Yeah.
It just hugs you all completely in. And
Love it.
I started wearing it with like shorts and a t-shirt under it, but then I've started to really go for more of like the skin on fluff contact lately. I've really enjoyed like feeling that fluffiness on my skin, and it's like walking around with a duvet on constantly.
Okay.
Yeah, and like I said, I don't. If anyone's come in my house, I've immediately got it off and put
Right.
something else on, because it's not something I really want other people to see, but it's just something that it's really made me happy over the last.
Hey, it's keeping you warm. I'm thinking I would get one myself.
Oh, it's probably like a life-changing purchase. It's one of these things you never think you need one and you never want one, but if you had one, I believe me, it wouldn't leave the house. It'd be something that you'd keep forever.
I love it. I love it. Very
The
cool.
nappy as well is optional, but he does wear that.
No,
Is it a diaper? A diaper in America, yeah.
we can't.
Ah,
I don't want to start talking about stool again, because I'm
Yeah.
having a terrible time at the moment.
Really?
Yeah, like, I'm just rupturing everything. I can't poo. It hurts too much. I'm actually holding in poos because I can't go to the toilet.
I had the opposite. I had a day total release the other day. It was mental.
I think I've like ruptured the skin, and it's like I can't do it anymore. It's one of the most painful things in the world, because
the hemorrhoid?
everything's so solid, Mike.
Could be a
It's
hemorrhoid.
the most. No, there's no lump or anything. It's like the most hard, biggest, solid things that I've ever pushed out, and it's like I'm having to strain it to get it out. And like it's one of these ones where I'm sitting there for 15, 20 minutes at a time and having to take breaks in pushing because it hurts too much. And it's just got to a point where I've like ripped it, and now every time I'm going, it's just reopening the rip.
Yeah, stop pushing. And no, really, and let it might be another day or two, and then it will pass easier. And I would also suggest some blueberries in that case for now.
Okay.
There is a phase you will go through that does appear like that. At least it was for me. I can't get the community to talk much about it. I want to talk about it more. I think it's super important. We focus always on this, what am I eating? What am I eating? What am I eating? But you guys are probably too young to remember the New York City garbage strike, but they
Yeah,
had,
you mentioned it on the.
yeah. I mean, it's like people, they don't realize that, I love this other guy. He's actually a vegetarian too, but it's not what you eat, it's what you eliminate and how you eliminate. And we were talking about the sweat and the whole thing. But at the end of the day, that will adjust. It's not going to be you've got a lot of stuff to adjust. You've got the chemical makeup of your system, your digestive system, your stomach. There's a lot of things to adjust. And it does appear, and this is one of the reasons people turn back on these diets, is because it appears, because they're so used to going once or twice a day, that these times when you're going every third and fourth day, you're just like, and it's harder, they're like, you're like, what the hell is going on with me? Must be something wrong. But I can tell you from, following hundreds of accounts on X and other things, that this does get talked about, and what you're going through is normal. So,
Yeah.
and you will heal it might be just a hemorrhoid that you have or something. It's not necessarily a tear.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's been rough, but I have noticed that there's like, if I look back in my career of dieting, which is quite vast, it's always been things like external things, like, not, sorry, it's always been things to do with the diet, like I get ill, or I don't feel well, or something don't feel right, and then I stop doing it because I don't think it's good for me. Whereas
Yeah.
during this process, obviously we've got you that explains like all of it. So like things like that, usually that'll be a red flag, and I'll be like, I'm not doing this anymore. It's not good for me. But
Right.
it's like one of these things now where we're being coach mic'd through it. So I'm happy to go through some firmer poos for the time being. Get
Yeah, and then,
the
like
other
you said,
side.
a little bit, a handful of blueberries a day will help that for now. I would like, try and cut that back after. But if it starts to create cravings for sugar, then get off of that too. But it will ease the digestive stuff a little bit. It won't make it as difficult.
I'm craving spice, Mike. I want some chilies back in my life. I'm really, really wanting spicy foods. That's what I'm thinking about all the time at the moment. That's my craving. I just constantly want chili spice, like really blow my head off spice.
Yeah, so basically what that is my construct of internal cutting, internal self-harm, which I think, I don't know how much I told you about it, but that works. It will inflame you, it will get you dopamine, and it will get you endorphins. It works. I'm sure you've seen these people eat really spicy stuff and then they sweat and they're like, get all red and shit. So yeah, I mean, that's not abnormal, you know what I mean? But it is a reaction to a mental masturbation to try and get some endorphins and some dopamine and what have you. That's that craving, that's the craving, because it will work. In where your stomach and digestive system is, which is healing and still inflamed from nasty eating, that would really light you up. Like,
Yeah.
it would really light you up. It'd get a good blast of dopamine, good blast of endorphins. And I'm working on something that's, there are a couple tests you can take for internal inflammation, but this guy that I'm dealing with now, he has a formula with 3 very simple tests, very inexpensive, simple tests, internal inflammation stuff that you can make an equation out of, and then there's a number of inflammation. And so the inflammation stuff this is, I believe what you're talking about is, tied to an internal, unconscious, subconscious knowing that you could create a little bit of a buzz with that stuff. So you gotta be careful there.
Yeah.
After I work out, I get like an extreme amount of hunger, where I'm not hungry at all during the week. My brain races away, and I think it could just be thirst more than hunger.
Yeah. And you're right. Like, drink a couple big glasses of water and you'll probably be right back in business and it'll pass.
Yeah,
Oh, unless it's like a time that you were gonna eat anyway, then go for it.
yeah. The other thing I get is like a crazy amount of earwax through different periods.
Yeah, that's it. I had this lady, she was really nice. She was an audiologist, and I would go once every 3 or 4 months and get the little lumps taken out. I'm not sure on that one, but I think that might be kind of normal.
Yeah,
The
it's
whole
weird
kind of,
because it's like some days it's dry as anything. I've got the same, but then some days it's like the most swampy thing
It's
I've
like
ever felt.
runny, yeah.
It's like runny
Yeah.
earwax in there, and I feel like completely bunged up in my ears. Like today, it's so dry, like there's not an ounce in there. But then some
Yeah.
days it's like someone's snotting out of my ears.
Oh, you've heard the saying, up to your ears in X, whatever it is. Um,
Mm.
it is a detox method, and I don't know where the settling is yet. I don't think I'm far enough along to understand where the settling is, because I can't understand why I get these hard lumps that have to be removed, because they are hard, they're rock hard, and they literally affect my hearing. So I think that it's just part of the detox for now, and it will settle out. And it could be because of the leaky gut, because of the healing gut, the amount of fat gets into the bloodstream, and then it's looking for every exit it can possibly find, and that's one of them. The way that the body works is it turns it into a positive, whatever, a coating or a detox, but it does kind of block your hearing sometimes. It's annoying.
Yeah. But I get like I got a headache. I started to notice as well.
Is the headache centered on one side or the other?
One side.
Yeah, that's another one. It's so weird, like that any detox that I've ever been through, my marijuana one was the worst. It was like for the month or almost 2 months after I got off of pot, and I'd smoked every day for a decade. One side of my brain would hurt after I worked out, and then I'd have a marijuana buzz again. So I do believe that some sort of toxic relief or toxic detox in the brain, and I think somehow the brain segments where the toxin it gets stored. But yeah, I wouldn't fret over it. I hate to say that every time you guys bring something up, it's a detox. It sounds like a pat answer, but if you start to kind of gauge it, you can kind of see. Sweating is one of night sweats are one too. If I ever told you about my aluminum detox, I wouldn't want to put you guys through this, but I would like to see you and it might be something that it might help your overall detox. So you guys use not underarm deodorant, but underarm antiperspirant
Yeah.
with the first
Right.
ingredient being aluminum,
Which stops you sweating.
which stops you sweating. So this has got to be 20 years ago. But anyway, I look at my thing. I started at 14 or 15 stealing my mother's Mitchum, which the first ingredient was alcohol or was aluminum. Then I went on to Arid Extra Dry, which also the first ingredient is aluminum. So I'm in my 40s at this time, and I'd been doing it, 25 years. So I look at it and I'm like, wow, that can't be good. I was reading, trying to get healthy and everything. And so I just threw it away. I got one of those rocks from this health food store and all, but basically I didn't use anything really. And about a day later, I start to get this low grade flu. Like no coughing really, just feeling like low and nasty, right? And that night I sweat from head to toe, soaked hair, soaked shirt, soaked, pants, whatever I had on, pajamas, soaked so bad that I had to roll over I was too exhausted. I roll over to the other side of the bed and I soak it again. Okay. This goes on for 4 straight days. Okay. Then I'm headed to an event in Dallas and I decide I'm going to get this dish that I've got 100 times, which is black at the time, black beans and rice, but it comes in an aluminum container. And so I eat it. And for the first time, I'd had it 100 times. The first time I taste the aluminum, I can taste it like in the dish, like not like just near the aluminum when I'm scraping it, but the whole dish tasted like aluminum. Then I don't sweat that night. I'm like, thank God. Anyway, I get on the airplane, I go to Dallas. Another 3 days. Thank God I didn't have to change the sheets there. Soak the sheets, low grade flu the whole day, like no coughing, just like, like, and then roll over, soak it again. 7 straight days this lasted. Well, 7 days with 1 day break because I basically stopped it with the aluminum from the container. Okay. And I swear to you, it's implicated in Alzheimer's disease. If you can, I would look at your ingredients and stop that stuff, but know that there might be an adverse reaction detox wise.
Is it just
So,
antiperspirants or is it common in other things?
what's that?
Is it just antiperspirants or is it cover like is aluminum in the other ingredients for other things? So
Yeah, it could be, but vaccines for sure. What else? Some makeup.
oh yeah, I've got to stop
But
scar.
guys are not going to have too much problem with it.
Well, I
Just
don't know about baby man
Oh
here.
yeah, I'm a sucker for a bit of contour.
But yeah, no, I think you'd be all right. Just that but realize that, and it also, I think it helps the detox phase or process, but realize that you may feel sick and you may be sweaty. And I think everybody detoxes a little bit differently, but every time there is that type of sweating, like as an example, I got sick a while and I don't even want to go into this, but I'll bring it up another time. But I actually took a picture of my mattress pad after they gave me antibiotics one time. And I was just like, same thing. I sweat for like 4 nights in a row, but it was getting it out,
Mm.
But anyway, I would give anything to have you guys try that experiment. But I think, I don't want to throw you off or get you ill or anything, but
Aren't you putting me through enough at the moment, Mike? Do you want to chuck another thing onto my plate at the moment?
Got a couple of guinea pigs ready. He's
Yeah.
just like, yeah, let's get him to give up.
hey, I use my
Oh,
own
yeah.
kids for guinea pigs. I got no problem. You can do that.
No, I'm all yours, Mike.
Yeah, I'm
You're
a little
coaching
fat
me.
guinea pig. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Mike, I've talked about this before, right?
Yeah.
And I played darts again last night, and the anxiety was insane.
Yeah.
Chest was
Fun.
so tight. I got through it and managed to win. Felt awful the whole time, and I don't know if it's because it's that all the games are in pubs that it's making me feel that way. But when I'm out and about in other circumstances without darts, I'm all right. I don't get any anxiety. But it's like this overwhelming, like chest's about to break feeling. So weird, and I have no
Cool.
idea where it's coming from.
Good. This is perfect. This is awesome. Okay, so look, you're gonna have to this is the work, okay? You're describing the work, okay? And so you have to go and sit for a second away from everybody, even in the pub. Try and locate it, it's good that you located in the chest. And just keep asking the question. Take a couple deep breaths and ask the question, what is really going on? Any clue that you have that, like, are you anxious about losing? Are you anxious about not drinking? Are you anxious about people judging you for not drinking? Is there something you can pinpoint? Because the hard part is to A, find it in the body, B, put actual words to it, articulate it.
It might be the not losing part, right? I remember getting that for my first boxing fight.
Okay.
I also remember it at like school level when I did a drama GCSE, and
Yeah.
I had to do this play basically, and it was all about domestic abuse, and I was meant to like turn around and hit this girl, and I couldn't do it. My chest froze up at the middle of that stage, and that came to mind when it was like
Okay.
when I had it yesterday. Because I haven't felt it that bad since that point, right? But it
That's
kind
it.
of that went away. But this lasted for like an hour. I was like,
Yeah.
and in that game, you want to stay calm.
Yeah.
So you're trying to then keep calm, which is making it worse. And
Yeah.
then every time, it was getting to the point where I couldn't hit the board at one point, and then I had to like stop, bring myself back to it, and I just don't know what it is.
Well, I've got. I was telling you at lunch today. I've got a similar thing with. I'm playing paddle at the moment, and I start off my games playing the worst I've ever played, and then it's like this. I get so angry at myself, and it's like I beat myself up for the first 20 minutes, and then once I can get past that anger and like start cooling off, and I start playing amazing, like the best I've ever played straight after. Like that was last night's experience, and it was like. I'll just go through an absolute roller coaster of emotions, like highest of highs and lowest of lows during like a game of paddle.
That's similar because I was left on 62, which is difficult to do with two darts. I managed to do it in two darts, which usually would make me go, you know, you're good at this, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And it didn't. It dragged me into this like body tensing up, and I was having to
Yeah.
like rethink everything every single go.
But remember, tell me before to make sure I'm right. You always had drank beer when you competed
No,
before.
no,
No?
no. I used to not drink because I thought I was better at doing this. So I used to always play on Monday nights, never drank on
Okay.
Monday nights. When
Right.
I do drink, I play incredibly. Like there is science
So
behind a
who
few
said that?
drinks. Like the,
Yeah.
the professional darts players are mainly pissed. Like they're drinking a lot. Do some research into it. It's insane. There was one guy that won the world championships who had averaged 27 bottles of beer on like while he was playing. There's one guy who does a bottle of vodka before he plays. Like there's something about steadying the like one of the pros explains it is you turn this off and you steady
Yeah.
this by
Mm.
drinking. So in that air of having alcohol in your system, it's there. And the newer age guys don't drink anymore because they kind of grew up through there was no with darts. It's not like there was a kids league.
Yeah.
It's been played in pubs, so everyone learns when they're like 18. The new
Yeah.
generations are now kids coming through that there is kids leagues. So yeah, I can't put my finger on it. It's so strange.
You've said something that also resonated with me with golf. I play golf every week, and I usually get in flow state, which like during sports, like every sport I play, I get in flow state, and that's just where I've been sporty my whole life, and I'm almost going autopilot, and my skills sort of carry me through it all. I'm
Mm.
this is the same as paddle, golf, everything for me. With golf, it's not a natural swing I'm doing at the moment. I'm having to really like every time I'm swinging the golf club, really think about what I'm about to do and analyze it, and I doubt like what I'm doing kind of thing, and it's making me like I play amazing for like 16 holes and then blow up for 2 holes or whatever. But I'm getting that with paddle as well. Like I'm not in flow state to start with. Do you know about
Mm.
flow state in sport, Mike?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I when I get into that flow state, I don't know what I'm doing. It just happens, and that's where I play my best sort of stuff. And
Yeah.
that sounds similar to your darts. Like when you're playing well, you're just confident and doing it and flow state of it.
But I was hitting the numbers, like, and then it would overtake me. But what I also notice is this incredible shortness of breath when I'm in that state. All the
Okay.
breath is in the chest; it's not going into my stomach. So I try and physically. That I learned that about public speaking when I got training for public speaking, and it's
Yeah.
like bring the oxygen into your stomach. And I was
Yeah.
trying to do that, and then
Yeah.
it wasn't working, and then it just carried on in the chest like there was like a lock on my chest, and I can't. Maybe it's the pub. The pub was really busy, really loud, and usually when I'm playing darts, I like a bit of silent. I like it to be as quiet as possible. And when I've
Okay.
played the best games, it's been quiet, but this pub was just crazy. There was also like this weird bloke who was like standing right near us,
Mm.
and I was like, if he could just get out of the way, because I'm quite large, so it's like get out of the way. Maybe it's like a claustrophobia thing. Maybe I don't know.
There's a lot there, and I think that the work is to like keep asking yourself deep breaths, definitely not chest breaths, the stomach, diaphragm breaths, and just say, when it happens, what's this about? Is this about the bloke? Is this about the noise? Is this, what's this about? Is it about losing? Is it about whatever? Until you discover the answer, I had never had sex sober when I got sober at 28. Never. like not once. And when I first started, I would be shaking all over. And so it took a while for that to work out, These are experiences that, I mean, I'm kind of surprised that you actually have tried this sober, or let's put it to you this way also. You have a different diet. You have a different, coping mechanism there. So, you didn't eat a dinner with pasta or whatever, So, I don't know what it is. I can't tell you what it is. Only you can decide or find out what it is by questioning the experience, but use the experience to keep digging, keep getting further into understanding what it is. If it's not affecting your performance, then it's something else,
Mine-
No, it definitely does affect my
Mine does
like,
affect my performance. Yeah.
because even though I got the win, it was I was crap. I could have lost it multiple.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it was like there was moments of brilliance, but that's when I was dialed in. But there was like
Okay.
They dialed in the
I
whole
couldn't,
time.
and it was like this constant worry, and half worried about my shoulder because I throw with my shoulder's been hurting recently,
Okay.
and I was half worried about that. But that didn't really. I could only feel it once or twice.
And when did it dissipate? When was it gone? After you left, or while you were
30
there?
minutes, 40 minutes after it left.
Okay.
I had a very busy day yesterday as well. I had to go here, there, and everywhere before that, so maybe that was it. I also run out of a bit of social juice. It's like if I've got too many client meetings or I meet too many people face to face, it's and I've got like a
Okay. So do you know if you're an introvert or an extrovert?
no idea.
Nor do I.
Probably extrovert.
I'm probably an
Take
extrovert.
the Myers-Briggs and find out. You can do it online. It's $50, $40 or something. Take it and see. What happened to me is like, I realized that I needed alcohol to just be social, and that I am an introvert. And so I think you described it busy. You have the same feeling when you have a lot of meetings and what have you. And extroverts get energy from those circumstances. They're like wired at the end of the game. Introverts are drawn down, or they're like they got to calm down from that.
No,
So
I'm wired. Yeah, I'm always wired. I'm
yeah, I
definitely.
would think Taylor would be more of an introvert. I mean, extrovert, and you might be an introvert just from knowing you guys. It doesn't.
Maybe.
I think mine comes from with the paddle specifically, and the golf and pretty much everything. Mine
Right.
comes down to like my potential's so high, but when I don't do that potential, I've just get rage and anger, and the anger
Mm,
makes me worse and worse and worse.
like feelings that he's describing.
I know how good I am at stuff, and I know the potential that I've got to be even better, and that probably comes into the weight loss and all of that as well, like and what
Yeah.
I can be like as a person and all that. And then if it doesn't go immediately my way, I start digging myself a hole like deeper and deeper and deeper. I get angry and angry and angry, and then it's just you get into full like beat yourself up mode while you're playing, and then you can't get it back, and then it takes that sort of moment of resetting during the game, and then I can sort of calm down and go again, and it's like a completely different person. But
Yeah. Well, do you have something that you've perfected that you quote unquote calm down or change that behavior? Something that you can do on command?
I wish I could. No, it's like I'm trying to use this paddle game as the example yesterday. I think it was yesterday. It was just like I stopped thinking. I was more in my. I can sort of think about it. Like I was more in my mind saying like saying harsh words to myself in my head.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
Like you fat prick, like you self-harming your brain kind of thing when you're doing bad. And
Yep.
then it sort of went more into like I sort of go straight into the mindset of okay, well what I'm going to do is I'm going to get on my toes more, I'm going to run more, you've got this, like, and it's that positive affirmation sort of side of things potentially. That's like where I if I react to it in a positive way, I can sort of bring things back round, kind of thing. When I'm in my worst states, it's the negative affirmations in my
I
head all the
think
time.
makes so much sense to me, because I think, like, even with the yoga, I feel none of this at yoga because it's new to me, and
Mm,
it's not like I'm not good at it. If I think about golf, cricket's the worst one. I was really good at cricket when I was younger. And
mhm.
if I play now, it's like, how have you got yourself into this state? Like, why can't you do this sort
You
of
have to realize, I mean, both of you and both of what you're saying, believe me, I'm very familiar with this. I do this thing. So when I first came around, got sober, 90+% of the day, I was speaking badly to myself. And I
Mm.
know in my heart that I was using alcohol and drugs and sugar and everything after that to numb that ridiculous voice of negative self-talk. And over the decades, it has come the other way. And so now I only find myself doing that 10% of the day. But that is hard work. And it is important work that you refute it. Or moreover, refuting doesn't work as well unless it's bad. And what works is meditation type approach to it. Like, let it float on by. Thank you for sharing that I'm an asshole and I suck at this. And you just kind of smile and say thank you for sharing, and you don't give it any attention, and you just let it flow by, and then you keep doing it that way. But that repetitiveness is mandatory requirement, because all of us use these substances to shut that voice up. Period. End of story. That was what we use it for most of the time. You know what I mean? There's other things, and it feels good, and it gives drugs, it gives, feelings in the body, but it's just to give yourself a respite from negative self-talk a lot of time. Definitely alcohol, something stronger, but even sugar, and people don't give sugar the respect that it can and does do that. The emotional eating folks have, I don't know, like throw percentage, 70-80% of it right, because that's what they're doing. The books, what's eating you kind of thing. They miss the addictive piece, but that part of their equation is correct. So these are good things that you're surfacing, and things that you really need to pay attention to, and just, let them float on by. Occasionally, you got to just say to yourself, but that's drawing that much attention to it, giving it that much energy, sometimes backfires. So I like the meditation, just let it float on by, smile at it. Thanks for telling me I'm suck at darts or whatever, but I know I'm good, and like that.
I had it in my last boxing fight, and actually there was a moment last night when I was playing when I was 2-1 up, and then I missed a few darts, and I went, "Yeah, you've lost this. You haven't been playing enough. You've lost this." And then
Mm,
the other part of my brain was like, "You're going to win this,"
yeah.
and then I got through. And in the last boxing fight, I got into this really weird dark state where I was in that ring and I wasn't focusing. Like the first two fights, I knew I was in a fight, so I had this like fight or flight, let's go to war type mindset, which I then stayed calm, stuck to my boxing, did the right thing, got the wins. The third fight, I hadn't really prepared right, and in subconsciously, I don't think I was ready to get into that ring, right? But in my head, I was going, "You can take that shot, take another one." My head was telling me that. It was like, just let him hit you again. He went, "Yeah, he's quick, he's strong, but you're stronger. Like, just let him take another shot." And I got into the corner, and I speak to his trainer, just like, "I need a plan B here because what I'm thinking about isn't there."
Mm,
And all I was doing was practicing my defense, like I was like it was training. And
mm,
the guy nearly broke my jaw. I walked straight through everything and just carried on going. In the third round, I managed to come back round, but it was as if I'd already lost in that fight. It was like all, and it was, in theory, it was all mental, but also I hadn't prepared well enough. So maybe the preparation is the bit that leads me to the confidence to be in there.
mhm,
But it was like this, it was like borderline, just keep walking, keep feeling the shots, keep going for it. And then my head was like, that doesn't hurt, just keep going. And it was
mm,
like this strange, and I've watched back the video and I'm looking at myself going, that's a man talking in his own head. It's like he's not even there. Do you know what I mean? There was no part of me that was like, let's fight back or box back. It was like, let's just keep taking this. It was like so bizarre. And obviously boxing's a lot more dangerous than darts, but I do get this at weird times in sports. It's like this strange like darkness consumes me.
Again, look, this is the uncovering. There's a great book. I love this woman. She passed away, but The Dark Side of the Light Chasers or something like that. It's about your shadow stuff and the stuff that everyone has that's dark and negative and like that. And you have to, first of all, you have to accept it, that it exists. You can't fight it. And then you also have to, when it comes to these positive affirmations or this self-talk, you can change that. You're never going to completely eliminate it, but it gets a whole lot better like that, 98, that's flip over from 90-10 to 10-90, It does happen, but it does take a lot of work. Moreover, the work is not so much like work, it's awareness work. It's paying attention that it's happening and how it's manifesting and what it could be potentially doing in whatever performance you're trying to have. This is really good stuff that you're bringing up. And, in my belief system, it's coming up because you're not intoxicated or you don't have substances to go to or haven't gone to that are numbing those thoughts and feelings,
more self-awareness.
More self-awareness,
Appreciate it, Mike. I've got to shoot because I've got a train that I'm going to be late for, but
no worries.
I've appreciated the session. It's been a good one.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. You guys are growing leaps and bounds, Hopefully you've let go of the weight and the ideas, the weight will come, your goals will be reached. Just, keep doing the work and keep digging.
Yeah, 100%. Appreciate it, Mike. I'll catch you next week.
See you next week.
We've got some diet plans, health scans, sugar bans, fitness fans, PTs, injuries, laying off the Chinese, ball games, gym chains, protein gains and skin tight tops, and we ain't gonna stop until we hit the 50k. Drop, 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 drop. No excess fat, no FAT, no curry back, no guarantee. Rough or buff, lean on me. We'll end up as fit as a pig.